Hey there, CIS276. Welcome to our last session for class. And in this session, we have the last of the challenge problems. This one is a vector list challenge problem. Let me suggest the following things to you before you head off to reading the project description and getting a move on. Number one is going to be that in between all of the code samples from our chapters, the video descriptions from the chapters, the homework that you've already completed, and the challenge problems that you've already completed. You have done much of the groundwork that you are going to need to successfully complete the vector list. I think it's called 7.3, the 7.3 challenge problem. So when you are thinking about putting this solution together, don't forget about all of the solutions that you've already built. You can reuse code. So that's the first thing to remember here. The second thing to remember here is functions are a big portion of this. You can brute force the solution to this without using functions. You cannot, however, do it based on the product description. So don't forget about using functions to do what it is you need to do as far as, maintain the flow of control here in your application. Next is just a final hint to think about how it is that you want to deal with files. Open them, use them, close them. Don't fiddle around. Open them, use them, close them. Don't keep them open. Open them, use them, close them. You only need to do it one time. So think about that as you're building this. The easiest way to get lost and essentially to mess up here is to keep going back and forth to your files. That is bad design. Remember, a file, a digital file, works like a physical file. There is one copy. So that means you should be using that file as little as possible. If you think about it, if you take this verbal hint, you really only need to access the files one time. That will help you do your programming. You really only need to write to it one time. You really only need to read from it one time. And that'll help get you through. What I can do for you is provide to you, I'm going to call it directive, not corrective feedback on this. This is our last challenge problem. This represents the final, essentially. So whereas I'm able to let you know, yes, this is what I mean. Yes, this is the right idea. What I cannot do is fix for you. Line number 71 is making an incorrect function call to a vector list. That kind of thing I won't be able to do. So if you run into issues, that does not mean I'm going to let you, absolutely flounder out there. What I'll be able to do is point you in the right direction. But what I won't be able to do is highlight and fix a piece of code with you. So just remember that moving forward. So this is a big project. It will take you a lot of time to get right. It spans literally chapters 2 through 6 here. So you've got a lot of groundwork here that you've already done, and the challenge will be to put it all together to make this particular challenge work. So have at it, 276, and remember, you can get a draft copy to me, and that will help you tremendously with any of the issues you may encounter.